Ah, Namaste, everybody. We're back from wherever we've been. Here we are again. And I got all this stuff. Okay, get this over here. Yeah, good to be here. Had a great time in India. The kirtans were amazing. Really extraordinary. Had a wonderful time. Came back a little early because I got a Delhi bronchial infection. So I had to come back early. I couldn't cruise around like I wanted to, but that was okay. We did what we had to do. So I'll sing. Pranavam Bhavanakuma Kalabana Pavaka Gyanagan Jasuhaladaga Basairam Sarachabdhan Atultamaladham Himshalabadeham Dhanurjavana Krishna Gyaninama Graganyam Sakalagunanidhanam Vanaranamadhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Atajatam Namami Koshpadi Kritavarisham Mashiki Kutarakshasam Ramayana Mahamalaratnam Vandena Latmajam Anjananandaram Viram Janaki Shokanashanam Kapisamakshanta Ande Lanka Bhayankaram Langya Sindho Salilam Salilam Yashokavahi Janakatma Jaya Adatine Dadahalanka Amamitham Pranjali Ranjanayam Manojavam Maruttatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanardutamukyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadye Anjaneya Matipatalan Kanchanadri Kamaniya Vigraham Parijata Tarumula Vasanam Bhavehami Pavamananandanam Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakhanjalim Vashpavare Paripurna Lochanam Martinamat Rakshasantakam Bajranga Bali Hanuman Ki Jai. Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Sita Rama Rama Rama. Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram. Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Krishna Hare Jai Jai Ram 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 Krishna Hare Sita-rama, Sita-rama, Sita-ram, Jai Sita-rama. Sita-rama, Sita-rama, Sita-ram, Jai Sita-rama. Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Taram, Taram, Sitaram, Taram, Taram, Sitaram, Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Taram, Sitaram, Taram, Sitaram, Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Rama. Sitaram, 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 Jai Rama. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, yeah, Sitaram, 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 yeah, Sitaram. My kirtan muscles are atrophied. It's been like a month since I sang. I got sick. So everything aches. And next week we're in New York. We have our yearly visit to the Church of Peter, Paul, and Mary on the Upper West Side, 86th and West End. We'll be there Saturday night, Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday night. Not sure if Nina's singing Saturday morning or not, is she? Yeah, so Nina's singing Chalices, I think, in the morning on Saturday. So that's a whole weekend of chanting. Ram, 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 Sita Ram, Ram, Ram. 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 Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Sitaram, Ram Ram, Sitaram, Taram, Sitaram, Ram Ram, Sitaram. Ram Ram, Sitaram, Ram Ram, Sitaram, 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 Ram Ram, Sitaram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sitaram, Ram Ram. 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 Ram Ram, Sitaram, Ram Ram, Sitaram, 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 Ram Ram, Sitaram. Ram Ram, Sitaram, Ram Ram, Sitaram, 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 Ram Ram, Sitaram. Shri Ram, Nye Ram, Nye Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Nye Ram, Nye Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Nye Ram, Nye Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Nye Ram, Nye Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Nye Ram, Nye Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Nye Ram, Nye Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ita Ram Sita Ram Ram Ita Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Govinda Hare Gopala Hare He Prabhu Dinadala Hare Govinda Hare Gopala Hare He Prabhu Dinadala Hare. Govinda Hare Gopal Hare. 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 He Prabhu Dinadala Hare. Govinda Hare Gopala Hare He Prabhu Dinadala Hare Govinda Hare Bhaja Gopala Hare He Prabhu Dinadala Hare Govinda Gopala, Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Devakinandana Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Devakinandana Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Devakinandana Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Devakinandana Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Devakinandana Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. Gopala, 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 Devakinandana Gopala, 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 Devakinandana Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala, 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 Devakinandana Gopala, 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 Devakinandana Gopala, All right, let's look at the whatever it is, questions and stuff. So, like I said, next Friday and Saturday we're in New York City. Ooh, 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 kitty. Talk about the boy from New York City. And that's Friday and Saturday, Urban Retreat Weekend. So, yeah. And then we go to Maui after that. Thanksgiving Sunday, doing a kirtan on Maui. Then a few days after that, we start our retreat, the Open Our Heart in Paradise retreat that we used to do with Ram Dass all the time. And then just before New Year's, we're up in Menla with Bob Thurman and Nina and Michelle Lowe. Wonderful retreat, 4 days. And then January 1st in New York, we're doing Hanuman Chalisas at the Tibet House. And then in February, down at Shivananda Ashram in the Bahamas, Nina and I, with Arjun. And then we'll be in Miami. Haven't been in Miami for a long time. February 21st, 22nd. Then in March, we're back at Garrison Retreat. The Garrison Retreat place up there, March 14th to 17th. So, so how do we continue Nam Jap when we're working? Is it the right thing to do? It's always the right thing to do. If you do it regularly, if you take some time and cultivate the practice of the repetition of the name, it will naturally come to you during the day. It'll come back. You'll just remember. You'll hear it in your own head. And then, of course, you'll forget it again. But the more you do it, the more it comes back into your consciousness, into your awareness. If you're working, of course, you need to pay attention to what you're doing. But as you deepen your practice, the name is actually repeating itself within us. It's the sound of our own true nature. It's the music of our own being. It's the doorway into our true nature. Let me just turn off this. And so it'll happen. And, you can always take short little breaks, no matter what you're doing, a few minutes or a minute or two, and just kind of spin the wheel of the name inside, and then you forget it again and go and do what you have to do. Little by little, our awareness deepens and we become aware of what's going on inside of us, underneath our thoughts and emotions. But that takes a little dedication, and it takes regular moments of regular practice where you really pay more attention for those moments. And that way you get used to tuning into a different level of being. Also, the question is, what time is the right age to start practicing for kids? I don't know. It depends on how your family is set up, what culture your family lives in. And I don't think laying a lot of stuff on kids when they're young is necessarily that useful. But certainly if it's done in a fun way as part of the family, singing, chanting together, that's always useful. But as trying to make kids start practicing meditation when they're young, I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong with that. Since you are an excellent storyteller, thank you. I'm sure everyone would love to have an episode where you just talk about your memory of the photographs and the people and the pictures on your wall. We'll see. At times, I focus on dwelling in and receiving love from Maharaji and practices like japa, witness, etc. But at other times, I become absorbed in studying and loving other saints or teachers and doing their practices. I still bow to Maharaji every day and recite the Chalisa, but I'm aware that I'm focusing less and less on him. Sometimes I feel this doesn't matter. He is always present. But sometimes I worry I should just be focusing on deepening my relationship with him, or that I'm being disloyal or spiritually greedy or overly complicated. Definitely. I know you have dealt with this issue. Oh, you do? Having studied with many teachers, I've said before, I'm a spiritual slut. I'll take it wherever I can get it. Wherever it feels right to me, that's where I go. And I never think I'm leaving Maharaji. Anywhere the love is, the presence is, the wisdom is, the compassion is, that's where he is. And you seem to think that he's some kind of person like you and me that could be here and not there. No, it's not like that. He's like the space that we live in. He's never away from us. We're away from him because we don't know him deeply enough. But he's our own true nature. He's not something else, somewhere else. And thinking like that, you're treating him like he's just another guy like you and me or another person on the planet. But it's never like that. He's not a person like you and me. He's not identified with the ego like we are. He's recognized the oneness of the universe, merged with it, freed of all limitation, freed of suffering, personal suffering, and absorb the suffering of all the beings in the universe, and working to light up every heart. So this is just mind stuff. Whatever you feel to go to get to feel you're getting what you're looking for, the real teaching, the real practice, the real love, you go. There's no being disloyal to Maharaji. He doesn't demand, that's one thing, he doesn't even demand the loyalty. It's not a cult. There was nothing to join. We already joined. We're human. We're embodied. We already joined the club. He never demanded that people do anything, show any loyalty. You want to come? Come. You want to go? Go. It wasn't like that. It wasn't and isn't like that at all. Whatever makes you happy, whatever brings you love, kindness, compassion, caring, then you're with him, no matter what it looks like on the outside. So this is just a lot of stuff. And I wouldn't pay any attention to those kind of thoughts. How do we stay steady in our devotion and trust the divine, especially when we feel ourselves slipping? Well, from the question you can see you don't feel that you're divine. So you have a lot of work to do. We all do have a lot of work to do. And as far as slipping, how do you know? That's just a feeling you're having. It's like when you stub your toe, it hurts. It's a feeling. It comes, it goes. It's no more real than anything else. You can't slip. That's just a story you're telling yourself, a judgmental story that we tell ourselves. We're never further away or closer to God, because God, that love that is God, is always here. We're in it all the time. It's like that Kabir poem, the fish in the water is thirsty. How could the fish be thirsty in the water? Because it doesn't realize it can drink. So we don't know, we're not realizing we can drink, so we're thirsty. So just live your life and don't think about yourself all the time, and you'll be very happy. But all we do is think about ourselves, judging, evaluating, where am I now? How am I doing? Do I feel the right thing? Do I feel the wrong thing? Am I doing, stop if you can. It's not useful. It's just more egoistic fascination. I think this is a long question here. Until my late teens, I suffered chronic physical, emotional, and verbal abuse from my caregiver, and these traumas changed me, not only as a child, but also as an adult. For my own mental health and emotional well-being, my family and I are estranged. Since many years, I've been going to therapy and doing a lot of inner work. I've tried forgiving. However, no matter how much work I've done in the last decade, I seem not to find my way and heal from my past traumas. I feel very lost in life also spiritually, and I don't know how to go on. I have been dealing with depression, anxiety, and hopelessness my whole life. Do you have any guidance for me how I can heal my past traumas, forgive and find light again? How do I develop a strong faith and trust in God? Well, you can't trust in God until you can trust in yourself. Once again, the implication is God is out there somewhere. I'm sorry for all the suffering that you've gone through and are going through. You know, I keep thinking about Ram Dass and the stroke that he had. Here was a guy who was very famous for being a spiritual guide, giving lectures around the world, and then he's in a wheelchair, can barely talk, can't take care of himself, needs help to get through the day. He didn't blame the universe for hurting him. He didn't feel like a victim of some outside force or outside being. Because of your storyline, it's easy to feel like the victim. And certainly you were victimized. There's no question about that. But when you're identified with being the victim, there are victimizers. There's separation between you and others. And then there's a lot of issues to deal with. Siddhima told Ram Dass that the stroke was his karma. The stroke was his karmas. It had to happen. And she said, what Maharaji would gives you is the blessings and the strength to overcome the negative aspects of those karmas. So once again, because it's a physical, like, explosion of the stroke, he didn't get caught in being the victim. Although many people do. Like the same thing can happen to 2, 3, 4 different people, and every one of them can have a different reaction and live with the situation in a different way. Somebody could be destroyed by it, depressed, angry, hurt, and never try to do anything again in their life except feel that way. Ram Dass overcame all those issues. He accepted the stroke as his karma, not some coming from the outside. And inside of that, the surrender, he took responsibility for his state of mind. And he became much closer to Maharaji and to love, and his heart opened more and more as the years went on. So I hesitate to say this because I don't mean to be critical at all, but being born where you were born, going through what you went through, being born where we've been born, going through what we've all gone through, this is our karmic fruit. It didn't come from somebody else. It's the fruits of our own karmas. For instance, like I told many times, there's this story about the Buddhist elder who comes out of the jungle to beg. And he comes with his disciples. And they come up to this village. And the elder stops and he smiles. And his disciples said, "Oh, great one, An arhat doesn't smile without a cause. What could be the cause of this smile? So the elder says, look there and tell me what you see. So the disciple looks and he sees this hut at the edge of the village. Sitting in front of the hut is a young woman nursing a baby, eating a piece of meat, and there's a dog that she's kicking to keep him away from the meat. And he tells that to the elder, and the elder says, just so, just so. She's nursing her enemy. She's kicking her ex-husband away to keep him away from the meat, and God knows who she's eating. I don't remember that part of the story. We don't know who we are. We don't know who we've been. We don't know who the people around us have been. We don't know what relationships we've had with them in the past. We don't know what we've done to other people to cause them suffering. But what we can know is what's happening right now is the result of our own karmas. And this is very difficult to deal with because we want to blame other people. On one level, it's true. Somebody looks like they did something to us. I'm not saying that's not true. But to be identified with that part of you that was injured and hurt and abused is being stuck there. That part of you almost can never forgive that kind of treatment. It's asking too much because that part of you is already reactive and injured and hurt, and truly so. So on one hand, to surrender to the situation means to say, well, this is what I've gone through. This is what's happened. Who am I now? Who am I really? Is this everything there is about me? This person who was hurt and is reacting to that suffering that was inflicted on me? It's very difficult. And it's not easy. But there's got to be a way of disentangling ourselves from those storylines, because we are not who we think we are. Ultimately, in reality, we are not who we think we are. Your soul is beyond pleasure and pain. Like it says in the Gita, it can't be cut, it can't be wet, it can't be hurt, it can't be damaged, it can't be destroyed. That soul is made of the light that is the whole universe. So to try to accept that what happened, happened, and how it hurts still is on some level already separating yourself a little from the reactions and from the identification with the person who was hurt so much, the part of you that was hurt so much. Yeah, but it's not easy. Ram Dass had a lot of grace. There's no question about it. A lot of blessings. He had Maharaji very closely, very deeply. But the stroke, as he said to me, saved his life. It cleaned out things in him. It allowed him to let go of things that he couldn't let go of before. And you also can overcome the identification with the victim. And the karmas of the people who inflicted suffering on you, well, they'll have to live through those karmas too. We don't have to punish them. They're punishing themselves by their own actions. And at some point, like I've said before, when George W. was president, I was watching CNN and they were showing a live broadcast of him going to meet the widows, the first group of widows from the Iraq War, which he started because of all the forces at work on him, his father, the people who put him into the presidency, the debts he owed, et cetera, et cetera. He made that war happen. And now he was going to meet this first group of widows whose husbands had been killed in the war that he went along with, at least. And so he was walking down the meeting was in a school, like a public school. And he was walking down the hall, waving to the cameraman, and hey, Joe, hey, Frank, how you doing? Yeah, that's me. I'm the president, and I'm walking down the hall. And the cameras followed him as he walked into this room where these women were waiting for him. And he took one look at these women, and he burst out crying like a baby. Really, on TV, live TV, burst out crying like a baby. And I couldn't hate him anymore. I saw that he had created all the suffering for all these people. And he was going to suffer from his own actions. There was no escape from the karmas that he's created. And when I saw him cry, I didn't want him to suffer. I couldn't help myself. I didn't want him to suffer. All of us have our stories. We've all been hurt. All of our hearts have been broken. It's part of the deal of being human. But how we live with that is the most important thing. So I just wish you well. And the faith that you should develop is the strength and the faith in yourself to overcome the identification with being a victim. Yes, the stuff happened. There's no question about it. It's not happening right now. But the waves of trauma are still crashing over you. And just like the waves in an ocean, if you fight against them, they knock you over. If you flow with them, they pass through you. So I wish you luck and all the best in the world. So take good care. A lot of people dying. I'll be leaving soon to go to Auschwitz with the Zen Peacemakers. This is Bernie Glassman's group. They go every year. Even after he's left the body, they continue to go every year to Auschwitz to bear witness to the suffering. To bear witness. Bearing witness means not reacting, not wanting to cure, to fix anything. It's to witness the suffering, which is something we all have to develop, the ability to witness even our own suffering. By witnessing the suffering, we allow it to be, but it also we release the stickiness of it, being stuck to it. But this person is asking about the one of the prayers that I do called the prayer to the goddess for forgiveness, which is the Devya Aparada Kshamapana Stotram by Sri Shankaracharya. I learned that from my Indian father, Mr. Tiwari, who used to sing it with great intensity. And he told me this story about it. And he said that in Shankaracharya's time, Shankaracharya would go around and debate other schools of thought, people from other schools of thought. And if he won the debate, they had to become his disciple. And if he lost the debate, he would have to become their disciple. But because he was so extraordinary, he never lost a debate. And he was on his way to, I think, to Kashmir to debate a great tantric yogi named Madan Mishra, something like that, Madan Mohan Mishra or something. And he was a Shankaracharya at that point was he was a non-dualist. He believed in the one reality beyond the beyond, and the world was an illusion as far as he was concerned at that point. And the world, Maya, was all illusion. It was not real. And Maya was also identified with the goddess. So he didn't believe in that at that point. And so he was wandering through the mountains on the way to this debate. And he got sick, and he had very bad diarrhea and sickness, and he was unable to continue. He was lying on the ground, very sick, so ill, no energy. He couldn't get up. He was just really, really sick. And he's lying there. He passed out, and he's awakened by some water splashing on his face. And he opens his eyes, and there's this beautiful young girl sprinkling some water on his face. And he awakens for a moment, and then he passes out again. And then after some time, he awakens again. This young girl is splashing water. And she says, "Baba, what's wrong? What's wrong, Baba?" And speaking in the way of the time, he says, "No Shakti, no energy, no power. He can't get up, no strength, no Shakti." And this beautiful young girl leans forward to him, looks him in the eye, and she says, "But you don't believe in Shakti." And she turns into the goddess, and he's cured, and disappears, and he's cured. And at that point, he wrote the prayer to the goddess for forgiveness for not believing in her. And it's a beautiful prayer. I don't know mantra, I don't know tantra, I don't know how to meditate, I don't know how to do anything. I only know one thing, that in this world, a bad child, and he said bad son might be born, but never a bad mother. This is the goddess he's talking to. So that's a little bit about that prayer. And we Westerners, we don't see our mothers the same way that mothers are seen in Indian culture and in other cultures, some other cultures. Western cultures don't honor even they don't have the same understanding about incarnation. For instance, it's said that it's very hard to get a human body. How hard is it? They say that at the bottom of the ocean, there's a turtle that comes up from the bottom of the ocean once every 100 years to take a breath, and then goes back down again. And there's a bird, a seagull, that flies around the world, around all the oceans, and it has a scarf or a piece of cloth in its beak, trailing along as it flies over all the oceans of the earth. The chances of getting a human birth are the same chances as that turtle coming up to get its breath of water once every 100 years. And at the same moment as it comes up out of the water, its beak touches the scarf of the bird that's constantly flying over all the oceans. Not a lot of chance there. And that's what they say. That's how hard it is to get a human body. And so the being that gives us a human body, we actually get our body from our mother and our father, but mostly our mother. We are born from our mother's body. And so there's a recognition of that is a very deep thing. And the gratitude, and he says that just that fact, no matter if your mother left you the minute you were born, you still survived. So somebody took care of you enough that you survived. And usually that's the mother. So even if later on it wasn't such a healthy or happy relationship, the fact that we got a body is a very big thing. And that's what Shankaracharya is talking about in this prayer. So yeah. What's the easiest way to chant? Visualizing a deity or just focusing on the chant, the name, the sound of the name? How do we come back to the chant? It's so easy to be consumed by the world. Well, that's why they call it practice. It's very hard to overcome the tendencies and habits of our minds, our thoughts. We're all over the place. The thinking mind is busy all the time. So when we sit down to repeat the name or to try to quiet down, it's very difficult. And since we have tremendous expectations for ourselves, we get very depressed and very despairing that nothing's happening, we can't do it. But every repetition of the name is a seed that we plant in our own consciousness. And the more seeds we plant, the more seeds will grow. And as far as visualizing a deity, that can be useful or not. It's just a question of what works for you. But the sound of the name, the sound of the name is the form, is the sound form of the deity itself. So you can look at a picture of a deity, but that's just somebody's idea of the deity. The real deity is within us. But if it's helpful to visualize, then it helps you pay attention, that's good. So you have to see what works for you. Yeah. A lot of these questions are very personal and very complicated, and this is not the place. A lot of people are asking for advice, and I really am not qualified to give specific advice on how to deal with this or that. But you just try to do the best you can, considering who you are and who other people are. You just try to create as little suffering as possible for yourself and for others. That's the one rule. And if we could treat other people the way we would like to be treated, regardless of how they treat us, that's not our job. That's not our business. Our business is how we interact with other people and with the world. If we could treat other people the way we would like to be treated, we'd have no problems. Because other people are free to do what they want. If they want to do things that are unkind, they're creating suffering for themselves. They're free to do that. It's not our job to either save them or judge them. But we could try to treat them the way we would like to be treated. And that would purify our own hearts and free us from being victimized by our own reactions and our own egoistic sense of wonderfulness that we have. We think we're the most important things in the whole world. And my happiness is the most important thing, and I'll have to do whatever I can to protect that happiness, get more of it, and not lose it, and get more stuff and this and that. That's not the best attitude to have. So these are difficult times, and I never saw so many questions in my life here. So that's not a picture of Nietzsche. This is, somebody's asking about this. Why do I have a picture of Nietzsche? This is, and when I was in India with Maharaji, I was walking down the street and I stepped in a hole and I snapped my knee, and it got swollen like twice as big as it was, and I could barely walk. So I figured I had to go to the hospital, and we were not allowed to come to the temple until the afternoon, until 4 o'clock. But this was first thing in the morning, and I had to get treatment and help for my knee. So Raghu helped me walk to the temple first thing in the morning. And we went in, and Maharaji was sitting in the middle of the courtyard all by himself. There was one Indian guy with him. And so I limped up, because I could barely walk, and I pranamed, and then I sat down. I had to couldn't bend my leg, so I had to put my leg out straight underneath the tucket, the cot he was sitting on. And he didn't say anything. Like, he didn't say, "Why did you come?" Or he didn't say, "What happened to your knee?" He didn't say anything. He just sat there. So I thought, well, I'm having darshan right now. I'm with Maharaji. I'm not going anywhere. If he wants to send me away, he'll send me away. So he sat there for a while, and then he got up and he started walking towards the back of the temple. And there was an Indian guy with him, one of his devotees, and he took his hand, and they were walking together. And the further away he got, from where we were sitting, he kind of leaning on the guy, leaning on, he looked like he couldn't walk, and he was like this. And I thought to myself, he's taking on this karma of my knee. The minute I had that thought, he turned around and he ran back to the tucket, and he sits down and he looks at me and he pets me on the head. He said, "You thought I was in pain? You wanted to help me? Good boy, good boy." So then he started telling people he needed to get somebody. They needed to go out and get the Muchwala Dawai, the mustache man medicine for my knee. And he sent this guy to go out to the bazaar and get the Muchwala Dawai, mustache man medicine. Nobody, what is this? So what it was Sloan's liniment. So somebody brought back a bottle of Sloan's liniment, and they rubbed it on my knee, and I felt all this stuff inside my knee moving around. It was like, and he looked at me and he laughed. He said, "Is it magic?" And I said, "Whoa, you know." So that's why I bought this. I carry this, put it on. It reminds me of that. Muchwala Dabai, mustache man medicine. There you go. All right. We'll sing some more. Thank you for all these questions. I wish I could deal with them all, but I can't. And these are difficult times. There's a lot of suffering. But you know, they say that this is the world. It's always like this, one way or another. And there's always a lot of suffering in this world. That's what the nature of samsara, this world, is that there will always be suffering and dissatisfaction. There's no escape from that on the level that it exists. The only freedom from that comes from working on ourselves and just doing the best we can. But we're so hard on ourselves that it's hard to do the best we can. But we're doing the best we can, even if it's not very good. Okay. So we're going to sing this mantra to Amitabha Buddha, the Buddha of radiant light, boundless light, and love. And it's a mantra that was given to me by Garchen Rinpoche, an incredibly wonderful Tibetan Lama. And he asked me to sing it and to make it my own, make the melody my own. So this came up with this, and all these beings, different cultures have different names for the same thing. There's one sun in the sky. Every country, every language has a different word for that thing in the sky, but there's only one of it. And it's like that. Amitabha Buddha is called one thing there, another thing here. So these are just different names for the same thing. There's only one thing going on in this universe. The universe itself is one. We're all part of that. So mantra is Om Ami Deva Hri, H-R-I. Actually, H-R-I. H, but it's a silent H at the end. Om Ami Deva Hri. Om Ami Deva Hari. 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 Om Ami Deva Om Ami Deva Om Ami Deva Hari. 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 Om Ami Deva Om Ami Deva Hari. 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 calling out to hungry hearts everywhere through endless time. You who wander, you who thirst, I offer you this body mind, calling out to hungry spirits everywhere through endless time, calling out to hungry hearts, all the lost and the left behind. Gather round and share this meal, your joy and your sorrow, I make it mine. Shri Guru Charan Saroja Raja Jamanu Makuru Sudari Varano Raghubar Bimala Jasu Jodayaku Palachari Buddhihin Tanu Janke Sumiram Pavan Kumar Siaram Ballabudhi Vidya Dehu Mohi Harahu Kalesa Vikara Syavara Ramachandra Pada Jai Sharanam. Hello. Jaya Hanuman Gyana Gunasa Jaya Kapishati Loka Ujad Ramadutta Atulta Baladam Anjani Puta Pavana Sutanam Mahavira Bikrama Bhajarangi Matinivar Sumati Kesangi Kanchana Varana Viraja Subesa Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kesa At Bajra Dvaja Viraja Kande Muja Jane Usaj Shankara Suvana Kesari Nanda Teja Pratap Mahajagaban Vidyavan Gune Ati Chatur Ramakaja Karibe Ko Atur Prabhu Charita Sunebe Korasir Rama Lakhan Sita Manavase Sukshma Rupa Darsiya Hindekava Vikata Rupa Daralanka Jarava Bhima Rupa Dare Asura Sanhare Ramachandra Ke Kaja Sanvar Aya Sajivana Lakana Jiyaya Shri Raghubira Har Shiralai Raghupati Kinhi Bahut Barai Tuma Mama Priya Bharatai Samabhai Sahasavadana Tumaro Jasaga Asakahi Shri Pati Kantalaga Sanakadika Brahmadi Munisa Narada Sharada Sahita Ahisa Yamakubera Digapala Jahante Kabhi ko bidda kahe sake kahante Tuma upakar sugriva inkinha Rama melaya Raja padadin Tumaro mantra bibishanaman Lankeshwara bhai sabba jagajan Sahasra jo jana parabanu Ilyotai madura palajan Prabhu Mudrika Mele Mukamahi Chala Dilange Gaye Acharajanahi Durgama Kaja Jagata Ke Jete Sugama Anugraha Tumare Tete Rama Duare Tumara Kavare Hotana Agya Binu Pezai Sab Sukha Lahe Tumhari Sharana Tumara Chaka Kahu Kodaran Apan Tejo Samaro Ape Inon Loka Hankaten Kampe Bhuta Pisashana Katanahe Ave Mahavir Jabanam Sunav Nase Roga Hare Sabapir Japata Nirantara Hanumatabir Sankate Hanuman Churave Manakama Bachana Dhana Jolao Sabapara Rama Tapasvi Raja Dinake Kaja Sakala Tumasaja Oramanorato Joko Elave Sove Amita Jivana Palapave Charon Yuga Paratapatuma He Parasiddha Jagata Ujaya Sadhu Santa Ke Tumara Kavare Asurane Kandana Rama Dulare Ashta Siddhino Nidike Data Asavaradina Janaki Mata Rama Rasayana Tumare Pas Sadaro Raghupati Ke Das Tumare Bhajan Rama Ko Pave Janama Janama Ke Dukha Bisarave Antakala Raghubar Pura Jai Jahan Janam Hare Bhakta Kahai Orda Devata Chirtana Dharai Hanumata Say Sarva Sukha Karai Sankata Kate Mite Sab Pira Jo Sumere Hanumata Balabira Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai Kripa Karo Guru Deva Kinai Jo Satabara Patta Kara Koi Chutahi Bandi Mahasukoi Oya Pare Hanuman Chalisa Oya Siddhi Sakhi Garisa Tulasi Dasa Sada Hari Chera Kijena Hridaya Mandir Pavanatanaya Sankataharana Mangalamurti Rup Siyaram Rama Lakhana Sita Sahita Hriday Basav Surabhupa Syavara Ramachandra Pada Jai Sharanam Mangalamurti Marutanandan Sakala Amangala Mula Nikandan Mangalamurti Marutanandan Sakala Amangala Mula Nikandan Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Itaram, Sitaram, Sitaram, Itaram, Itaram, Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. 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 May all beings be safe. May all of us be happy. May we all have good health and enough to eat. And may we all live in peace and that ease of heart with whatever comes to us in life. Wish you all the best. Namaste. Take good care. Hope to see you soon. Ram Ram.